Bitcoin is poised for an absolutely life-changing breakout. So is crypto. Are you ready to see what the next steps are in crypto? If you are, then make sure you stick with me. I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. As you can hear, I still have very much nasal. I'm trying to keep up with a whole bunch of work. So let's get on with this, my beautiful friends. All right. First of all, today, reading the CPI data. Yesterday was the PPI data. Today was the CPI data. The CPI data was predicted to come in at month-on-month 0.3. It went up to 0.4. Year-on-year, it was 2.9. It remained 2.9. So that is the number that we really look out for mostly. But of course, this actually pumped the markets ever so slightly. And so what I would say to you, my friends, is with a positive PPI and a CPI positive or neutral to positive PPI today shows us that we are getting closer to that potential 1%. Possibly, I'm absolutely thumb sucking this. And honestly, I believe that we are in for a 1% rate cut next week. At the very least, I think a 50% basis points. There is 0 point in doing only a 25 basis points cut. There's no point in that. That's just playing games, and we would know that they would be playing games. I would expect us to see at least 250 point base decreases before the end of the year, taking us up to at least a 1% decrease this year. That would be an insatiable, like a vampire out of Blade or something like that, of Valhalla, that is really looking to capture this market. Now, breaking news that Arizona State Pension Fund just bought $24 million worth of master shares. I don't think you actually know. This is stuff that's going to happen. That's about 2,200 Bitcoin, just by the way. The SEC Chair Paul Atkins says, ladies and gentlemen, we must admit that crypto's time has come. President Trump has asked me with making America the crypto capital of the world. Tasked me. Not asked me. Tasked me. And so, with that being said, when you have opportunities like Chainlink partnering with, say, that brings live data streams, okay, providing real-time data feeds for US equities, GDP, and 300 plus assets to power institutional grade markets, you best be knowing that beyond Bitcoin, they will be investing in ETH. Institutions will be investing in ETH. Nation states will be investing in ETH. Chainlink, Say, Sui, and the likes of some of the other top assets in the crypto space. Now, if you've been subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community, make sure you are, if you are not yet. We have been for a long time speaking about Ethereum versus Solana versus Bitcoin, XRP, Cardano, meme coins, layer 1 coins, times of the season in the market. And today, my friends, we're at one of the most pinnacle points in time. And here's why. Fidelity believes that one Bitcoin may be worth $1 billion by 2038. So call that 12 years, okay? 12 years away. And we could potentially see Bitcoin at a $1 billion scenario when today we're at $114,000, right? If that was to be the case, we would have a 20 quadrillion price, and each Satoshi in Bitcoin would be worth $10, my friends, which would take this up by 900,000% or 8,800 X multiplier on the top asset in the world. Well, it's not the top asset yet, but truly we know that it's heading that way very soon. And that is exactly why Mr. BlackRock has just bought more Ethereum, because they're balancing out their portfolio buys of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so with a buy of 17,300 odd Ethereum, That was a buy of 76 million. Not only that, but Tom Lee's Bitmine just bought another 46,255 worth 201 million. So Tom Lee's Bitmine are outpacing BlackRock's buys of Ethereum. They're front running one of the top asset builders in the space. Do these two gentlemen know something that we don't? Well, if you've been part of the Crypto Bliss community for some time now, you would know that these are very likely factual statements with massive buy power coming in behind them. The volume that we could be expecting, maybe ETH history is repeating, maybe a breakout will send us to 10,000, but the real mania phase could send us up to 50,000. You're really not bullish enough. And to be very honest, I don't think we're going to hit 50,000 this cycle. I think we could hit 50,000 next cycle on Ethereum, okay? Then we could go absolutely ballistic. And that's the thing about looking at all of these assets. When you're invested in iPhone, and if you have a look at the Bitcoin to iPhone value, you used to be able to buy the first couple Apple phones with a couple hundred Bitcoin. Now, today's launch, and very interestingly so, Apple lost $108 billion in value in a single day after unveiling the iPhone 17. Better add Bitcoin to the balance sheet, Tim. I totally agree with that. And instead of losing just into thin air, why don't you take the $108 billion and buy yourself some Bitcoin? Then you wouldn't be dealing with drops like this necessarily. You would actually be increasing on times of launch. And although that might differ from the confidence that they may have in their own products, Bitcoin is a hedge against everything in this market, even gold, my friends. And that's just the hard truth and the reality behind where we are at in this cycle right now, this time in history. Biggest historical moment in all of history is unfolding in front of our very eyes. And that's precisely why the Bitcoin cycles, once we have a cross here on our indicator, smashes through. Cross, smash through. Cross, smash through. Cross, busy happening. And what do we expect here? Could we hit 400k this cycle? I have previously said that 300k is my cycle target. With total 3 looking ready to absolutely obliterate this breakout, this triangle formation pattern that we are experiencing right here is literally knocking on the door. And once we do get a pump through, a back test, and the rally, my friends, we could expect double this crypto market cap in a very, very short space of time. Are you well positioned in this cycle to take full advantage of what we are about to see? Because altcoin season has begun. Okay, and if you weren't investing in alts down here, okay, when I mentioned this to you a number of months ago, my friends, you've missed out on these gains thus far. However, with what I've just shared with you on the potential of the breakout here, the true value is about to be exposed in the crypto space. And that is exactly why I say to you that we are about to experience a very short-lived moment. As previously mentioned on the channel, you have just a very short few months. This, for example, was January to March. That's 2 months. This one here was March to June. That's 3 months. This one here was even shorter. Okay, I can't even get this one nicely for you. This one was pretty much July to September. It's like 1 month, my friends. So between now and the end of the year, I would expect us to take massive profits in crypto towards the latter end of this year. We have 3 months available to us to make the biggest gains possible. Now, with Bitcoin sitting at $2.27 trillion in the next 12 years, as per Fidelity's statement, we could see Bitcoin at $1 billion valuation which would take us into the 20 quadrillion market cap for Bitcoin alone, absolutely obliterating all other assets in this space combined. Because right now we're only sitting at 130 trillion. I'm talking about 20 quadrillion, my friends. Maybe 20 trillion, but I would say 20 quadrillion gives us that $1 billion Bitcoin. Now, my friends, you already know that I am positioned in my trades. Bitcoin is absolutely tapping on the door here of the Bollinger Band, tapping on the downsloping trend line here, which we bounced very comfortably off this level. We're knocking on that the 618. The next move on Bitcoin, my friends, pulls us into all-time high territory, probably up to the 125 once again. The next level up is 141. I would expect us to get there quite quickly. And so you can see my 25 positions that I have opened. It's a crazy amount of positions, my friend. Okay. What I'm saying to you is have a look here. I'm in profit, probably with most of them now. There's Ton and Algo, a little bit out of profit. That's 2. That's, what's this one? Sonic, a little bit out of profit, so that's 3. And my last one, 4 out of prime. So 21 out of my 25 trades are currently in profit, my friends, and pretty much all above 10%. A lot of people would hope to get 10% in a year. I'm giving you 10% in a short moment, okay? We are about to see massive gains out here. I'm going to take the $1,000 account that I've set up here, and I'm going to convert that $1,000 account on the next move up, right up here. I'm going to be taking $1,000 and converting into $10,000 without a doubt. I'll wait for this moment. I'll eject, and I'll reposition myself once again for the next rally up, which at that point I believe would be the last rally of this cycle. Now, my friends, make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. I'm going to do a couple more videos for you over the course of this weekend. I'm doing my best to keep up. I promise you, I will be there, making sure you are winning right here with me. So thank you for being here with me on the Crypto Bliss community. Make sure to share this video with your friends and your family, and we will see you on the next one.